Hello fellow YouTubers, so it's time for the day 16 update. As you can see, I've done some progress. You can see the hull kind of changed color. So yesterday I showed it sprayed and it was a very light color. I sprayed first with the Vallejo Model Air sand, then I wash it with a Griffon sepia wash. Very diluted, so it's kind of 1 part Griffon sepia wash and 5 parts acrylic thinner. Wash it over the whole tank and use Q-tips to take off the excess. Then it's been dry brushed with a bleached bone color. It's actually Vallejo game color bone that's been dry brushed all over. Gives this kind of a, I don't know, little mottled, more dirty bleached bone color on the tank, and it's actually done to match the terminates I've done for it. Also painted up the sponsor weapons, so it's the old Mechrite red, Vallejo liquid bronze or copper, can't remember which one I used. These are great paints, you should try them out if you haven't. They are alcohol based, so a little bit of a hassle, but if you have one dedicated brush when you use them, they are quite excellent. Everything washed with Agrex Earthshade, and then I'm gonna pick out and bring up the colors again with some highlights before I mounted everything together. So here's the bottom plate for the Sponson weapon. There's a top plate, and it all mounts into one of these side doors. Then I have the front hatch. Everything's been dry brushed and ready. The front gun, it's actually going to be a twin assault cannon mount. That's just badass. That, I mean, look at that. You wouldn't want to face that in a combat. Apart from that hatch with the gun, there's one other hatch that goes in the front like that. So we're gonna have fun painting all the glass in the little lenses there. And there's a rear hatch as well. The front hatch half has been glued, but this is just tacked in, so I haven't decided if I want to have it shut or actually have a guy poking up from there. I think I'm gonna glue it shut because this is gonna be a terminated transport, so I don't really need a power armored guide sticking up from there. So yeah, that's the progress for today. Got quite a lot of the basic work on the outside done, and it's time to, well, do the fun stuff, adding all the details before putting it all together. So let's move on to today's question then. Let's see, the question was, Games Workshop sometimes release more specialist games, one-offs like Space Hulk and Dreadfleet. If I could give some a wish or advice on what they should release next, what would it be? And I actually would like them to release more squad-based skirmish game. They had some skirmish games before, like Necromunda, where you played a gang in the Underhive. They also had Gorka Morka many years ago, where you actually played gangs of orcs against each other, trying to gather scraps. Yeah, there's Mordheim for the fantasy setting as well. I really enjoyed playing those games. Didn't really play in Necromunda, but we tried out Mordheim for a while, and it was quite fun to see your little gang get experience and gear and equipment and battle each other for the glory and for gold, or Vyrdson, like it was there. So why not release a squad-based game? You could have squads of Imperial Guardsmen play against other Xenos squads. So a squad of orcs against a squad of Imperial Guardsmen, or a squad of Eldars or such. I think every race would have some troop type or some squad type that can actually be incorporated into game, and then perhaps have one or two special characters that you can buy in. So for a Imperial Guard squad, you could actually buy an officer or perhaps a commissar or something like that. And for like the elders, you could have a psyker perhaps, or I don't know so much about their special characters, but I'm sure they have something you could put in there, like a harlequin or whatever. And the same for orcs, you can have regular boys and then perhaps a nob or something like that, or a mech boy, or possibilities for that is endless. And then pretty much what you have to devise is a way for everybody to develop with experience points and such. So I think they could do up a rule set, because they've done it before, so they can kind of adapt something more akin to the 7th edition they have out now, and kind of tweak the rules so they match better. The big part would be to develop the backstory and how you would develop your squads and what your actual objectives is. But for Mordheim, for example, there was missions you could play out, so that could be a thing that you could do in this game as well. So yeah, I think that would tie really nicely into the whole other games they have. I mean, can play then you could play everything from like a squad-based game to a small band game, like I can't remember what it's called now, but there's rules for playing like 500 points of games against each other. I think they were called Border Patrol before, but they have another name for it now. You can buy it as a download set of rules, I think. And then all the way up to the kind of epic apocalypse battles. It would be nice to be able to play the whole spectrum, and the small skirmish game would be nice to just have for when you want to play a couple of games in an evening and not just have to play one big game for several hours. So yeah, that's the answer for today's question. So tomorrow we're heading off to Finland, so there won't be any progress modeling wise. I'll see if I can upload and answer the daily questions. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work when we're on the road like that, what our connection is going to be and so on. So if there is a break, you will know why there is, and I will catch up with it when I get home again on Sunday evening. So yeah, that's it. See you Sunday then, and perhaps a little small tidbits before then. Yep, that's it. Have a nice evening. Bye.